Hi creatives, I am Dima and you're welcome to another interesting sewing tutorial. On today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how to cut and sew this beautiful underbust corset top that you can see on the screen. It has an off shoulder and a bell sleeve, but I changed mine a little to a conical corset towards the base, and then this is the highlight of this tutorial aside every other highlight that you will see. Okay, you will want to know how I structured this, and I have to mention, if this is what you're interested in, do well to watch till the end. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, for I share lots of sewing tutorials that you would definitely be learning from each video. Let's get into it. So I have to mention at this point that this is a pattern drafting tutorial, and I will start by making half-inch mark from the edge of the paper. After that, I will rule a horizontal line across this beginning part. This is just a starting point, which I will use as my shoulder line. Now, having ruled this line, I will go ahead and take my neckline measurement, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I had to draw a line, my neckline, using my ruler, just as you can see, my curved rule, as you can see. Now this is the shoulder measurement divided by 2. If your shoulder is 16, of course what you will measure here is 8. Now I ruled my vertical line. Now the next is to go ahead and take my shoulder slope. Okay, now that is 1 inch, and I connected to the neckline, just as you can see me do. Now the next thing I am going to do is to take basic levels, and this is the bust point, the underbust, and of course the front half length. Those are the points I marked right now. This is the front half length. Okay, now having done that, I'll go ahead and take the same level again, bust point. I'll go ahead and take my underbust and then the front half length. I'll use my ruler and rule horizontal lines across this point. Now I made this point in 2 different positions so that I'll get a very straight horizontal line. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is just to take the blouse length. Just feel free to take the length that you want. What I took here is 24 inches. Okay, so after that I had to rule my horizontal line as well along the blouse length. I had to write down bust, under bust, waistline, and the blouse length. So these are the basic points that I marked right now. Now I have to go ahead. This is the hip, but I won't be using it now. I won't be drawing a line there, because what I'll be using it is for landmark. Okay, it's not part of the pattern drafting. It's part of it, but I don't want to rule a line so that there won't be too many lines. So I measured bust to bust right now on all of these lines, just as you can see. And here I measured ½ inch on both sides of the waistline mark, and I'm going to connect this to the bust point, like wedging it like a dart, just as you can see. Now this is the dart, and I will take 3/4 inch this way, or you can go ahead and take 7/8 inch this way, and of course quarter this other way. Now having done this, I will now connect these to the bust point, just as you can see me do. Okay, I will also connect this other part to the bust point. Now having done this, the next is to go ahead and connect this to the waistline, just like this, and this other one to the waistline dart as well. But you can see that this last one is about 1/4 inch away from the waistline dart. I will come to that. So I have to complete my darts on the lower part by marking this bust again and connecting it like this. Now the length of the lower part of the dart is 6 inches. That is what I used for the dart intake there. Now you can see what I have here. I will go ahead and measure bust measurement divided by 4. That is what you're going to do. If your bust is 40, what you're measuring here is 10 inches. Now having drawn this, you can see what I got and how it is. I'll go ahead and mark the level of the across chest and come in by 3/4 inch. I will use this to draw my armhole. Please feel free to draw your armhole whichever way you draw your armhole is fine, but if you want to know my method, I'll put a link for a basic pattern tutorial down in the description so that you can watch the basic pattern making tutorial. But if not, you can go ahead with your own method of drawing the armhole is fine. Okay, so having done this, I had to go ahead and take the side bust dart, which is the difference between the front and the back half length. Okay, and that is what I connected to the bust point. Front length minus back length, the value is what you use for the side bust dart. So here I have the hip level and I'm marking hip measurements divided by 4. That is the dot I just put there. I said it would be a landmark, and here is the waistline, which is the front half length. I'll take the waist measurement and then I will add the dart intake. That is what I did there. Now the dart intake is 1/1/4. I marked the waistline and added 1/1/4 to it, and that is all. Now I'm connecting it like this to the bust and then to the hip, just as you can see. Okay, I didn't get to the hip, but I used it as a landmark. I hope you understand. So having done this, I will come up here to take care of the neckline. I took a level here, which is 5 inches, because I want to draw the neckline. So watch closely to see how I am drawing the neckline. Now, this is a sweetheart neckline that will get to the underbust line. That is how it is. It will get to the underbust line, just as you can see me do. Then I will take a level for the small piece at the middle of this bust here. I hope you understand. So right now I have drawn this sweetheart neckline and I'm taking a level. So I took 6 inches. You can take 5.5 or 5. Just take a level that you'll be comfortable with, that is not too exposed or any. Just feel free to take what you want. So I will mark a point along the over bust and I will take 3/4 inch on both sides. You know that this is an off shoulder and you have to tighten the over bust really nicely because it's an off shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to connect this to the bust point. I said what I used for my over bust tightening is a total of 1.5 inches. That is 3/4 on both sides of my mark. And where I shaded now will be going out at the end of this tutorial. So this is almost the end of this pattern making. Now I have to write 5 inches drop there because this will be useful while drafting my off shoulder, my bell sleeve. Okay, off shoulder bell sleeve. So having said this, I will go ahead and draft the back pattern. Okay, now I'll come back to the front to draw the underbust cut. So right now I had to mark my shoulder measurement. That is what I marked now. Shoulder measurement divided by 2. And I'm going ahead to mark 3/1/4 by half inch for the back. That's just a basic neckline for the back. And I had to draw it like this. I had to put a shoulder slope of 1 inch connected to the neckline, just as you can see. And I have to come down here by 5 inches. That is the across back. Okay, but before then I am marking the back half length. Okay, because the front half length is different from the back half length. That is what I just marked, and I am marking the bust measurement divided by 4. Okay, anything your bust measurement is, divide it by 4 and mark. So here is the across back right now, and I came in by half and I'm using it to draw my armhole. So I will draw my armhole right now and continue with the pattern drafting. Feel free to use your method of drawing armhole to draw yours, or check the link in the description for a video of a basic pattern making tutorial. Here I marked half and I marked, waist measurement divided by 4 plus that intake. Okay, and that got me to the bust line. Now I had to tighten the back. That is what the line I took upwards like a dart. And here I'm measuring the lower part. Okay, I measured the lower part from waistline to the hemline of the blouse for the front, and that is exactly what I used for the back because that part is the same for this blouse. The difference is on the half length. Okay, so right now I measured the hip and I'm connecting the side to the hip. So I'm going to clean that lower part because I use the hip always for a guideline when it is a top like this. Okay, it's not part of the pattern. So right now I am going to go ahead and drop by 5 just as I did in front. I want the two to be the same so that drafting the off shoulder bell sleeve will not be something I have to work so hard to do. So right now I have to measure from here to about eight 8.5 inches level, and I had to connect to the 5 inches I dropped along the armhole just to get the neckline for the back. Okay, so at this point I was thinking, is it too low? Just feel free to take a level that is not too exposed depending on what you want. So I had to go up a bit and mark that with a dotted line, more like a broken line. Okay, so right here, you can see me go up by 1 inch. What I'm trying to draw now is the underbust cut. So because it's sort of curved even from the picture that we are copying, okay? So this is the cut that we are going to take for the bustier upper of the top, okay? So right now you can see what my drawing looked like. I ended it before the dart and had to clean the one above because that is the best route to take for this cut in this case, okay? So it doesn't interfere with your underbust point or underbust cut. So right now you can see the markings I made, 5 inches drop, so that while cutting the sleeve it will be easy to just pick up. Okay, this is just 5 inches drop. Okay, you see how I'll use it for the sleeve in the next tutorial, because that will be the sewing tutorial and that is where the off shoulder bell sleeve will be. Now pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm marking the dart. I took a point at the middle and marked 1/2 inch on both sides, and I took this to the base of the top because that gave me almost 6 inches. Now upwards I had to take 1/4 inch on that neckline of the back where I'm pointing right now. 1/4 inch is a contour guideline for this back because one is an off shoulder and two, the neckline is dropped, is not a high neck. So that guideline of 1/4 or 3/8 inch is very, very important to make sure that your neckline is snug and very fine and does not fall off. Okay, it will make everything seamless and fine. So right now I'm going ahead to cut out the pattern. Nothing serious is going on here. I'm just separating the pattern, cutting out all the parts that I shaded, that I said during this pattern making that they will be going off. So that is what I'm doing right here. So right now is just to open up the side bust that, and of course tape it down with a masking tape. So I'll close it up and this is what it looks like. This is the upper bust here, and we've concluded that part. I'm not using the yoke because this cloth does not need a yoke. If you want yours to have a yoke, you can go ahead and put that, but it's not part of this pattern. So I'm cutting out this other part, and you can see that the lower part is also complete. Our pattern set is getting really complete. Note that for this back, if you want it to be in two parts, you can separate the darts, but I don't really want to go through that, so I'll be cutting it all in one piece for the back. But if you want to separate your dart and make your back to be two pieces on one side of the back, feel free to do that. You just remove the dart line that you can see in this video. So you can see the back right now. If you want to have a lacing, cut out the lacing point. Cut out about 2 inches from that center back, and that will make up the space for your lacing. But I'm doing mine with a zipper. So you can see that this pattern, I added the conical effect to it. Yes, I don't want mine to be straight, but every other thing is the same for this pattern. But towards the hem, from the waist to the hem, I had to add this conical effect. I measured 3.5 inches and took that shape to make a conical shape, and I'm going to structure this conical shape. All of this I'll be showing in my next tutorial. You will not want to miss it, trust me, because it's a very unique way of doing this conical effect, and you will want to see what I did. So I had to go ahead and cut out all those patterns. I did the same thing for the front part. Okay, I had to measure 3.5 inches and give a curve, but I ensured that the curve is the same with the back because the two of them have to rhyme. So right now you can see the upper bust here. I've gone ahead to cut it on Duchess is the blind that I used, and of course the lace that I'll be using. That is what I'll be using for the upper bustier pattern, which I will also use for the bell sleeve, off shoulder bell sleeve pattern. So having cut all of them, I have gone ahead to put the interfacing and all of that. You can see the way I interfaced with the wadding. I have to say at this point that the details of all I did on this will be in the next tutorial, which will be the sewing tutorial. And there I'm going to show you how to use ridgeline bone to structure this. You will not want to miss it. Hit on the subscribe button so that you will be the first to know when I upload that video. Also turn on your notification bell to be the first to know when I upload that video. Okay, you can see how I applied wording on this. I did not allow it to get to the hemline, and that is the same thing I did for the back. And I also took care of some structuring on the lining part of this. So you can see what the pattern looks like. You can see what the pattern looks like. This I'll be putting together in my next tutorial. I will not put it here because it will make this video too long. You can see the little middle piece that we have here. Guys, if you have watched the video till this extent and you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to know each time I upload my lovely videos. Also do well to like, comment, share. Tell me what you think about my video and my videos. So you can see what I have for the lining. I used peplum stay on the lining, not wadding. I will explain all of this in detail in the next tutorial. I said you will not want to miss it. It's a unique sewing tutorial that I am going to share there. It will be filled with lots of details that you will not want to miss. So these are the upper bustier, just as you can see. And I'm not going to say much till we get to the next tutorial. Have you subscribed yet? Go ahead and do that and turn on your notification bell and be the first to know when I upload this video. It's going to be mind-blowing. In my videos, you always have something new to learn from each video. I put it to you, you will always have something new. Even if you are a professional, you will always have something new to learn from my videos. Trust me, I am that intentional with my videos and my teachings. So this is the outcome so far, and you want to know the beautiful final outcome. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for always stopping by to watch my videos. I appreciate you all, and of course I'll see you in my next one. Bye.